Serena! No, she's not as good as the men. And before you get angry, I'm not saying she's not amazing. She could beat you, the man who gets tired during missionary. But the best women in the world at tennis are not as good as the best men. That's why they put the women together in general. It's not because they're hoping they'll scissor at the end. That also, for the record, is not why they put the men together either. There's no scissoring in tennis. And boy, did I make a fool of myself. It's so frustrating for women to fight that we're just as strong as men. First of all, because it's not true, but also it has nothing to do with equality. The reason we haven't had a female president isn't because she couldn't do enough push-ups. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of our presidents have been very weak. FDR wasn't sitting with a blanket across his legs because he was warming them up for squat thrusts. One of our presidents got stuck in a bathtub. Taft got stuck in a bathtub. How do we not talk about that every single day? How is there not a store called Taft's Baths? Too big to get stuck in. Equality is not about making men and women the same. It's about valuing one another and making sure we're all getting opportunities. Like women, I think we're very comfortable saying we're better at some stuff than men are. And if we're gonna say that, we have to let men say they're better at some stuff than we are. We can't steal it all. We're not men. Let men have stronger. That's fine. We're better at other things. Like women, we're better at being people. And this is how dumb men are. Men could learn to do the thing we're good at. We are never going to be as strong as them, but men could learn how to say, "Are you okay?" Women, we should just admit, this has never been about equality. You don't want to be equal. You want to be better than men. Admit it! You want to do to men what men did to us. You want to rule the world. You want to line the streets with tampons and fill the fountains with Chardonnay. You want to repeat what a man said in the meeting and have a boss go, "Good idea, Cheryl." You want to hold power in your hands, and that'll never happen because men will knock it away with the strong, strong arms. Just settle for equality and maybe a place to breastfeed that isn't a closet. We're getting really mad at men these days. We're blaming a lot on men, especially white men. We're really going after you guys pretty hard. And I'm not saying you don't deserve it. You have been sneaky little devils. Yeah, tricksters even. But I do think white women, it's our turn to admit that we are also part of the problem. I know, it's really uncomfortable. White women are like, "I did not come here for this." Others are like, "Me? No, you can't blame me. I didn't do anything." Yes. Exactly. We just sat there the whole time being like, I guess, I don't know. Plus, some of the stuff white men did, I can't even believe was their idea. Like, some of the stuff was too clever. Like, when we gave Native Americans blankets with smallpox, that was definitely a woman's idea. That has "mean girl" written all over it. A man would have just been like, "We'll stab him and throw him in a river." And then a woman was like, No. Let's give them blankets. Because then they'll think we're friends. And we'll be like, "Bye." And the white women of my generation, we have completely abandoned white men. We blame everything on you. Even though you pay our rent, we blame everything on you. We're like, "They did it. It was them. We couldn't, our arms." We are the exact opposite of ride or die. We are ride and flee immediately. We're all rose quotes from the Titanic. We grabbed a door and we shoved a white man into the sea. Like, I'm literally freezing. I should say, I do like to do all my historical women as millennials. Like, it's just more fun to do history that way. Like, all the women on the Titanic would have been like, it's so annoying the boat sunk. Like, how do you not see an iceberg? That had to be the main discussion on all of the lifeboats, right? It was just a bunch of women being like, so you just didn't see it? Isn't that like literally his whole job? This is the most random ocean. I'm starving. And like, we're living in a time right now where like a lot of people are confronting their oppression, and white women are really trying to be a part of that. We love being parts of stuff. We just want to be invited. You know, maybe do a little light decorating. Perhaps take it over completely. And I'm not saying white women weren't oppressed. You know, for the longest time we couldn't vote or have bank accounts, but for the most part we had nicer houses. So it was a very different oppression. It was a very air-conditioned oppression. You know, we were the only ones in four-poster mahogany beds being like, sometimes things aren't fair for me. That's where men, you were very smart. This was a genius move. You kept us comfortable. That was very smart. It's almost impossible to start a revolution from under a duvet. And then when we did start fighting for equality, we didn't even do that right. We were like, we want jobs. And then black women were like, we have those in your house. We're working for you right now. Your son calls me mom often. And we were like, this is really confusing. Plus, the baby's crying. Can you go do that? Yucky. That's the thing. White women were the most privileged victim. We're a privileged victim. We've seen privilege because we're white, but we've seen disadvantage because we're women. You know, we haven't had it the best, but we have certainly not had it the worst. And I don't really know where that leaves us. You know, you want to go with white men? All right, that's fine, but you're always going to be under them. You want to go with women? All right, that's fine, but you got to advocate for black women and black men, and you're probably always going to be under them. I think the fact is that white women, I don't think we're ever going to have it the best. I don't think we're ever going to find greatness or glory, but maybe we can be the supporters. We can help other people get there. You know, we can sacrifice ourselves so that other people have it better. And maybe in that sacrifice, we can find some sort of satisfaction. And that is how you play the victim. I almost had some of you. I could feel it. There was white women who were like, I will martyr. I will be a martyr. Black women were like, no, this is a sneaky bitch. Women, we're complicated. We're complex. I think the more we actually lean into that, the better things will get for us. Yeah, sometimes we make decisions with feelings and emotions. I don't think that's bad. I think, man, it's crazy that you don't, you serial killers. Like, women, we're complicated, we're emotional. And I think the reason we're that way is because women, I actually think we're a higher evolved species of human than men. Like, you know how they say God made men first? I do believe that. I believe that God made men, and then he goes, oh, good try, but I think I can do better. And then he made women, and he was like, oh no, that's a little much. I've really overcorrected. It's too many shapes. That's gonna be hard to clean. I think we're a higher evolved species of human than men, and I don't think we recognize that. I don't think we recognize that men are just dumb idiots and we have to remind them of things. And for every woman out there that's like, well, that's not fair. Yeah, life's not fucking fair, you princess. For every woman who's like, well, men should just know. No, that's the bliss of being an idiot. You don't know you're an idiot. For every man who's like, I'm not an idiot, shut up, I'm trying to help you, you stupid idiot. You know what I realized men were first idiots? You ever watch a man fall asleep? Men will lay their head back and fall asleep immediately like there wasn't a thought in there to begin with. Just like... And then this is how deep the idiot goes. Men are the ones most likely to get sleep apnea. Your own body forgets to breathe. Your own body's like, whoa, sorry, man. I almost lost us there. You know, it could really help if we wore a Darth Vader mask the rest of our lives.